will be focused on robotic operations and the removal of the S6 or starboard truss. That is the right side truss segment that's going to be installed onto the International Space Station tomorrow. It'll be removed from the payload bay using the space station robotic arm, then handed off to the shuttle robotic arm. With that handover complete, they'll move the space station arm down the truss to better position it for it to re-grapple with that truss segment and put it in a position, a pre-install position at the end of the truss. You're watching live from the International Space Station as the station robotic arm being maneuvered, again in preparation for the unberthing of the starboard truss segment, the final piece to be added to the existing truss, and with it the new solar array wings.
And Houston and Discovery, we're on step 5, getting ready to work the grapple maneuver.
Sandy, we copy all. It's looking great so far, so thanks. Discovery copies.
The robotics officer here reporting the arm is now in motion for the grapple. This is a close-in view where you can see the open payload bay to the right of your screen and the shuttle dock to the space station in the lower portion. This is a close-up view along the U.S. segment, specifically the European Space Module closest in the foreground on the left, and then the pressurized mating adapter to which the shuttle is docked is just there in the lower center portion of your view. The station robotic arm is in view along the center of your view and slowly in motion now, moving in for a very careful grapple to the starboard truss segment that's within that payload bay. Astronauts Sandy Magnus and John Phillips continuing with their steps. The grapple of the starboard truss confirmed now at 10:45 a.m. Central Time. This is a look inside the International Space Station where Phillips and Magnus are at work at the robotic workstation. They've been at the controls for the station robotic arm. Meanwhile, Tony Antonelli and Joe Acabo will soon be taking the controls of the shuttle robotic arm for a handoff of that truss segment.
And Discovery Alpha on the big loop, you have a go for the S6 parallel release. The grapple is complete.
Discovery copies, and that's in work. We'll put in steps 3 through 6.
Thank you.
Houston copies and concurs. Alpha and Houston on the big loop. The SSRMS operator is go for S6 on berth.
And Alpha copies, thank you very much. We'll get started here in just a second.
And Houston copies as well. Great work.
This is Mission Control Houston, the robotics officer reporting they have motion as they are beginning to unberth the starboard truss from the payload bay. This is a view inside the shuttle's payload bay as the large truss segment just starting to be lifted out of that payload bay, being delicately maneuvered out of the restraints that have kept it in place for the ride up to its new home in space on the International Space Station.
Houston Discovery, we've stopped. We're at 250.
Houston copies all. Discovery copies.
Okay, in Houston, we've looked at the errors. We like them. If you like them, we'll continue.
We see a good target, set 13, good to proceed.
Arm in motion.
Discovery copies.
Houston and Discovery on the big loop. We are in the handoff position. And Houston, if you can verify 14, that would be great. And for the Discovery guys, the SSRMS is at the S6 handoff position and our brakes are on. So you'll go for the grapple.
Discovery copies. Great job.
Houston, airlock, space to ground 2. Equipment lock prep is in work.
Swanee, we copy all. Good to hear your voice.
Mission Specialist Steve Swanson, who's serving as the lead EVA for this mission, is in the airlock, and they're making preparations for tomorrow's spacewalk. Swanson will be joined by Ricky Arnold for that EVA, where they will assist with the continued installation of the starboard truss. They'll be in position on the truss segment, helping with the final positioning and also the manual installation of that new truss segment.
Alpha and Houston from Discovery. The shuttle arm is going in for the S6 grapple.
Alpha copies.
Houston copies.
The flight control team here confirming the shuttle arm now in a good grapple with the starboard truss. Both the station and shuttle arms now holding the starboard segment. And soon the station arm will be releasing and remaneuvering.
Alpha and Houston from Discovery. The grapple is complete. Brakes are on, and you have a go for S6 release.
Great. Thank you very much.
Houston copies as well.
This is Mission Control Houston with a view inside the International Space Station. In the Japanese experiment module, we're seeing Koichi Wakata, the newest member of the Expedition 18 crew, in the first day of his long-duration stay on the space station. He and the crewmates working on their first full day of joint docked operations, a busy day with a number of different activities going on, including robotic operations and preparations for tomorrow's spacewalk, as well as routine maintenance and troubleshooting of the cycloergometer. This is Mission Control Houston. Live views of the International Space Station as the mobile transporter is in motion now. Relocating the space station robotic arm to its position where it will re-grapple with the starboard 6 truss, and then once released from the shuttle robotic arm, it'll be positioned into an overnight park position. That's one that's been analyzed for thermal conditions as well as the momentum management for the docked space shuttle and space station, and it's proven to be an optimal position while the truss segment